Hey guys, welcome back here up to the hillside. Some succulent indoor plant footage coming your way today. Now this monstrosity in front of me, this is, yes, your typical aloe vera. Now this was just one little pup, a little tiny small plant that I planted several years ago. And as you can tell, it has gone absolutely nuts. I just brought this in yesterday, or no, this morning, because we've had some pretty cool nights. It's getting down to about 40 degrees Fahrenheit. So aloes need to be brought in and protected. It's going to be starting to get really cool. Here's zone 7A. Yeah, some cool nights. We had a couple days that are pretty pleasantly warm, but you know, it's definitely fall and the daylight's going away, and the long cold nights are going to be detrimental to your succulents, which is why I brought all of my other stuff inside, which I have tons and tons to show you. I'll do a full tour on that, but I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to do it without boring you guys and making it last about an hour, because I have like hundreds of plants at this point. It's just gone out of control. But what I want to focus on in this video is how you can grow massive large aloe. Now, number one, this is in a terracotta pot. So ample drainage is definitely going to make your aloe very, very happy. They do not like wet, waterlogged, heavy soil. So a nice free draining soil in a terracotta pot I find works the best. And yes, I did not get pictures of it, but this right here, guys, this is what is left of the flower stem of the aloe vera. People say you can go an entire lifetime and you're never going to see an aloe bloom. I'm here to tell you it can happen, but what you need to do is have a very overcrowded plant. I find that is all my aloe plants that bloom. Overcrowding is, I guess it triggers them into bloom. Maybe it stresses them out. I don't know. But as you can tell, all these pups been putting on, I mean, it just sat basically, well, here you go. Here's a good example. See this window right here? Goes outside. Yeah, the aloe, it was right out there, outside that window. In a nice, it gets a little bit of afternoon sun, but mostly morning shade, evening shade. So it wasn't in bright, full blasting sun. Yeah, you can do that, I guess, but they're going to go very brown in their native habitat. That's what they'd be exposed to. But for a plant collector and someone who wants to keep their plants nice and green and healthy like this, I choose to give them a little bit less sunlight so they stay this nice green color. So showing this down here, now this was a gift a couple years ago. A friend of mine gave me this awesome pot right here. It's sitting on top of a pizza box, no judging. I'm trying to figure out a stand for this thing as it is extremely heavy. But here are some other aloe veras. Now I believe this was her mother's, or yes, and her brother was taking care of it, and then he moved to a small apartment, had to get rid of it. So she had it and she didn't have room for it, so I ended up getting it because I do more of the succulents and cacti and things like that. She's more into tropical things, so it didn't really fit. So I gave her one of my ficus trees that I was kind of done with, and in exchange, I got this gigantic aloe. But what's important about this is that this is the only remaining one. Yes, there were 3 in this little pot. Almost had no roots on one of them. It was massive. I will see if I can find a picture of that. If not, take my word for it. It was so big. These look like miniature baby plants. It was the biggest, largest aloe I've ever seen in my entire life. It was humongous fleshy roots, but I'm not sure what happened, but in some kind of root rot or something happened, and the plant basically just, it started smelling really bad in my house. I couldn't figure out what it was. I thought there was like a dead mouse the cat drug in or something, but it was actually the rotting of the aloe. Now the reason for that, what I can kind of deduce, is look how big this pot is. Okay, it doesn't really give it justice, but this is a massive pot for an aloe. And like I mentioned before, you don't want to saturate and keep your plants waterlogged. I think that's what happened here. It got super wet and it stayed wet because the plants just could not absorb all that water. So it stayed wet, it induced rot, and 2 of the plants died. Now this one here in the middle, it survived. I left it on the front porch in the, pretty much in the sun, watered it very, very, very sparingly, and it actually survived. And coming in here, putting on some nice new pups here. And I'll probably go through in the winter and pull out some of these dead things. Gives you something to do as a wintertime hobby. But yeah, I mean, compared to this, now I could be wrong. This may not be aloe vera, but is an aloe. I'm fairly certain. But look at this nice chalky kind of blue leaves on that, as opposed to this one, which is the standard green with the white flecks on it. Right, so I am a huge aloe fan. I have dozens of aloe plants. I will show you a full-on aloe tour coming up here soon from the hillside, as we have a nice long succulent winter to talk about all the plants, maybe try some hybridizing, making some new aloe seeds like I did right here in this video. So do give that a watch if you haven't ever tried to make your own aloes or try to grow them from seed before. It is a fantastic and fun hobby. But yeah, so more to come. Here's a little sneak peek. Here's just a tiny little up close look at what is to come. I have an entire plant room full of succulents and other things like that. But on this beautiful sunny afternoon here in October, we're transitioning from the outdoor growing to the indoor growing. And a lot of times you might get sad and the season's over, but I find that succulents, especially in this south-facing window, I think do a little better, maybe because they're not quite as exposed to the elements, the wind, rain, things like that. Gives them a chance to kind of reset. I don't do anything for them hardly besides water, maybe once or twice, just if I see them getting really sad. But more to come on that. Some succulent wintertime care tips will definitely be on the way. So please give this video a nice big thumbs up. If you haven't yet subscribed, do so now. And if you are interested in succulent and aloes and other kind of just awesome, interesting plants like that, how about you check out this video right here? I'll see you next time here on the hillside. We have a long winter full of succulent care plant tips coming your way. Some rare, some unique, some maybe common, but still otherwise pretty awesome. So thanks for checking out the channel, guys. We'll see you all winter long with succulent tips. Thanks for watching again. Bye-bye.